Yo, 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 live on location. You know, I'm here in Orlando with the blackest one chilling. We staying at home, staying safe today, man. We got a very, very special guest today. We got the Glitch, the pride of Kitchener, Canada, the man, the myth, the young budding superstar legend, Jamal Murray in the building with us, man. We appreciate you for showing up with us, young boy. We didn't think you had time after all that bubble walk you was doing out there, but we appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, fam.
Definitely appreciate you coming on the show, man, and it's a pleasure to have you, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
Brought to you by AT&T 5G. All right, you ready, Black?
I love how you just called this man Black. Like that's so crazy.
Man, listen, you know, this my oldest son right here, man. We go back so far, you know, it's just, you know.
My oldest boy always out here, you know, trying to show out, but you know, I gotta take care of him. But no, I got so many nicknames. Black. When I was in high school, they used to call me Big Funk.
Funk. That's definitely something like an old school name, man.
Yeah, but you know, some old school guys gave it to me. They was like, man, he out there dunking that funk. These guys that used to listen to George Clinton, the old school funk. They said funk. I hated that name, but when I started seeing people say it with like I was amazing, like you know what that is? That's Big Funk. Yeah, I'm Big Funk.
You started growing to that name, like.
I started to grow into it, but I got so many nicknames, and they always call me Black. So
a lot of my hometown friends here call me Glitch.
Yeah, see, the nicknames come on out, and they will not stop saying it.
Nah,
no matter how big you get, they will not stop. They won't stop saying it. I still go back home, and they be like, "What up, Funk?"
You was who you was when you got here.
We'd be playing one-on-one, and they'd be like, "Ma, you a glitch, bro. Like you just." Got to take the CD out, got to give it one of these and put it back in type stuff.
Oh. Hey, that's a hard nickname right there.
All right, so the first question we asked everybody who come on the show is, when you first got to the league, who was the first person to bust your ass?
Yes, sir.
I don't know. It wasn't like I didn't get like crossed or nothing. I think we played against Memphis. I think Mike Conley.
That Mac 11. Was he hitting you with the right hand runners?
He was just like, anything that we tried just didn't work. Like we tried to double him, he split the pick and roll. We would ISO, he would spin and do a right-handed floater. He was just tough to guard. Him, Mike Conley, and Jrue Holiday were the two guys that had my number for a while.
Hey, Jrue Holiday, one of the most slept on in my book. Like he been a problem for a long time, just flying on the rain. I'm talking about both sides of the ball, but yeah, he tough.
John Wall, man. Oh, we played at Washington, and he would just let me drive by him and just poke the ball from behind. Like I think I had 8 turnovers that game, bro.
How was his speed then when you go? Is he fast?
Yeah, he was fast, but he was chill. I think he was chilling that day. He didn't move. He just kept stealing the ball from me and run out dunks. And I was like, wow.
Dog, that reminds me, my first 2 years, my nemesis was Cuttino Mobley. I used to, I was kind of like a post-up guard, so I would, try and bang and score. Exactly what you just said made me think of that. Because every time I body him, he'd just sit there, take. As soon as I turn to go up, swipe. Like he literally was the reason I went home one summer and I worked on nothing but keeping this ball. I came back the next year, and as soon as he went to go do it, I protected and scored on him. I felt so accomplished because just like you said, it was like he let me do what I wanted to do, and as soon as I turned around, he swiped it. My best friend, my boy Rio, like, gee, if you let him swipe that ball from you one more time, bro, nothing I could do.
Hey, coach took me out so quick when I had like 2 or 3 turnovers, like back to back to back. I was like, yeah, it's just not my night.
So you went to Grand Rivers first?
Yeah, I went to Grand River for grade 9 and 10, and then Orangeville Prep for my last 2 years of high school.
How was it at Grand River when you was hooping at Grand River?
It was cool. I mean, I was the guy on that team too, doing everything, and I had also my friends in here. I'm like 5 minutes away from it right now, so those are some good times, and I still have a lot of those friends and teammates that I used to play with.
So you wanted to stay in Canada. I know one of a couple of like U.S. prep schools trying to get you to come to their school and stuff like that.
Yeah. I forget the names, but it's Huntington Prep.
Montverde.
Might have been Montverde and somewhere else. I think wanted me. But I was the first Canadian to stay in Canada and play from here, so kind of brought the attention to Canada instead of going to the States where they already had it. Next year in grade 12, we had Thon Maker come to the school too, so it kind of blew up from then. And
But how was that to see somebody that huge, like not big, but like tall and that talented in high school? Because I remember when he first popped on the scene and you seeing the mixtapes and all that crazy stuff. How was that for you? And you in high school and like you say, you the guy. Then they bring this kid and say you about to get to play with him.
it was a lot of fun. We got it's kind of the same thing. We had a 1-2 punch in high school, then I had a 1-2 punch in Kentucky, then 1-2 punch in Denver. So it's just kind of the same trend over and over. It's been a lot of fun, and Don's a great kid. He works so hard, and you respect guys that put in that much work, and you see it pay off for them. So it was a lot of fun to play with Don, man.
Talk about the sense of pride you taking that, man, because like y'all done really literally exploded. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about like the Canadian basketball scene, the type of players that y'all been putting out yourself, the Andrew Wiggins and all of you guys. Y'all starting to really pump out some major talent. Talk about the pride you guys taking that for not being known for that for so long to now you guys are really putting out high caliber superstars.
Yeah, well, I think we've always had the talent. We've always had guys that can hoop. Just never had the opportunity to do it in front of coaches, in college and stuff. So we've always had the talent, but now that we got some guys, with some names and stuff, definitely you see some youngins starting to come up, starting to work a little harder. Start to do more things and do more necessary things to get to where they want to go. So it's fun to be a pioneer and have these little kids look at me and then actually have a chance to have a shot at being in the same position.
How was your experience with the national team? I know you was real young, but how was that? Did that help your game like step up?
The Pan Am games?
Yeah.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. Oh, that was so much fun. Because I was my first time like playing like with like grown men like on a legit team. I've played when I'm young. I was 10 years old playing with 12 years old. I was 12 playing with 16, and then playing with my dad's friends, and they would beat them. I've always been used to it, but to play on like a legit team, like a lit association, and have guys with kids and stuff like. And I'm their starting point guard. Go out there and play like that. It was a lot of fun. It was a real experience for me. So, you guys watched that game against the USA?
Yeah.
No, we checked that. That's when I was looking like, who is this little light-skinned dude out here doing this thing? For me, that was the first blip on the radar. Like, okay, this the Murray kid. What's his name? Okay, Jamal Murray. Okay. Then he went to Kentucky, and it was like, okay.
Yeah. And like this is your country. Like when they select you, it's like, man, I remember when I got selected in high school to play with the USA team, it was like
different level.
Like, man, I didn't even know they knew my name. You know what I'm saying? And I know how you feel when you come up through that your country asking you to come play for them, you represent your country, and you playing with the top talent in Canada. Like that's a big step.
Tell me this, like from what age did you feel like where you started to be that guy, where you got the confidence, like you said, when you were 7, you playing with 10, 12-year-olds, like at what point did it click for you, like, not only can I do this, I could really do this, and like now I'm starting to get confident about the way that I could do this. When did you start getting that type of, getting in that mode in your mind?
When I was playing basketball, when I switched schools from grade 3 to 4, and I went to a different school, I was like, okay, let's see what this basketball team got. Let's see who's on the team. Because I knew I was the best on my team, so I'm going to go to a different school and see.
Right.
Grade 4, I'm talking about grade 4. So I'm going to see, okay, let's play with these guys, and I'm hooping with them. I'm giving them everything I got. And it's like they just couldn't hang up with me. They just couldn't. And so I've always had that, like I've always been more skilled than everybody out there and be able to do different stuff. So it's always about, just kind of claiming my spot. When I'm going to the team, I'm claiming, okay, I'm better than everybody else that they think should be better than me. So it's just all about proving myself. So I've been trying to prove myself all my life, and that carried over to everywhere into now.
So that definitely answers the question, because for guys like you that start out, like you saying you was the best player on your team in 3rd grade, what was in you that made you continue, like you said, to continue to say, I got to prove myself, I got to do this, but you're already one of the best players or the most skilled players on the team?
I said, first of all, I just put a lot of work into my craft. Like, I'm not just out here just trying to get better. I'm trying to, like, be the best player every time I step on the court. No matter who it is, who thinks is better than me or whatever it is, like, I've always had that, and I've always put the work in first. And coming from Canada, you know, you go to the States and you see, you know, the guys with the hype, you see the guys with the mixtapes, you see the guys dunking and, you know, have the crowd hype. And it's
Right.
like, I know I'm better than this kid. I just know that he has the cameras and all the support behind him. So they had a better support system from the beginning. So now, as a Canadian, I'm coming in knowing I'm already better than these kids. It's just a matter of me going out there improving it every single night. And so that's what I just try to do. And, you know, it works because I keep that chip on me everywhere I go.
We had Steve Nash on here, and he was talking about like when he was coming up, they weren't showing too many games, like college games or not a crazy amount of like NBA games or stuff like that. Like I know you chose to go to Kentucky. Like was you watching other like colleges? Did you see a lot of college games or a lot of other top college teams coming up?
I didn't really watch a lot of college, honestly. I kind of had like a couple schools I was interested in or I liked from afar, but I never really looked into it. I was just kind of focused on the moment where I was at. Because I don't really know much about USA college, so I just go there and do my job, to be honest.
So what made you choose Kentucky?
It was going to be Kentucky or Oregon.
Did you take the visit to Oregon?
Yeah.
And did they take you to the shoe room? The shoe room had you at hello. You was almost, hey, listen, you was almost done when they took you to the shoe vault. I know it.
They took me to the renovated. They had barber shops where the classes were. They had everything. It was crazy. I'd never seen no facility like that.
Straight up.
But it was just so far away from home. It was a 40-hour drive from my parents, and Kentucky was 8. It would be my first year in the States, and you know we just wanted to kind of play it safe and go somewhere closer where they could still visit. And obviously Kentucky is you know the number one school in terms of basketball. So no, it worked out.
When you chose to go to Kentucky, you know this is the school where all the top players go. Y'all gonna get about 5 top players every single year. So you know going in with that talent and a coach like Calipari and so forth on, did you go in and like, all right, I know if I do my thing at Kentucky, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm good enough. Like, if I can get to Kentucky and what I was doing in Canada works over here too, it's on. You know what I'm saying? How did you feel about going there?
No, Pops told me if I do what I need to do, I'm only there for a year.
Because at that point, that was the deal. Everybody, all the McDonald's All-Americans and top players that go here, they really on a 1-year plan. So was that was how you went in? You and your Pops say like you do handle your business and you done.
Yeah, that was it. Like my plan the whole time was I need to play how I want to play now. Like I can't wait. There's no waiting around because I don't want to be staying there for 2, 3, 4 years. So I just went in and did my work early. I had a rough start, but coach figured it out, helped me figure it out, and everything else was history.
Coach Calipari always speak highly of you. Like you was one of his favorite players.
I mean, he better. I put in some work for him, man.
But every time I see him talk about you, he always speak highly of you. And I know you got your niche now, but I was waiting on it to come. But he always speak highly of you. What did you learn that 1 year that you spent at Kentucky that made you go into the NBA with that, and you still stick with that to this day?
He was just hard on me all the time. You know, he would stay on top of me. You know, from just missing open shots to, you know, knowing that the team relies on me to make a shot or be better defensively or grabbing the ball with 2 hands instead of 1 or just kind of demanding more out of me every single night. And plus, I wasn't playing the point. We had Tyler and we had Briscoe, so I had to be that guy that would stretch the floor and be able to knock down shots. So I was playing the 2 guard, and that kind of changed my game and changed how everybody looked at me. And oh, he could shoot like that. We didn't know. Now he's a combo.
Right.
You know, he kind of stretched my game and you know showed more of it. Even though people say he held me back because he definitely held me back from handling the ball, but he got me to get my shot. And
all our college coaches held us back at something. He didn't have a college coach. He went straight to high school, but anybody that was the man in college, you look at them, they be like, yeah, I could have did a little bit more with you.
Could have did a little bit more, man.
Would you rather him take away your shots or take away your dribbling?
No. See, I'm not complaining.
Hey, that's a good point, though. Right?
One of them got to go.
Yeah.
So you decided to come out. Did you take a lot of? Did you work out for a lot of teams?
I only worked out for 4 teams.
Oh, see, look, there you go. There you go. He like y'all two, the Golden Boys. Y'all two only went and sat at did dinners. got wined and dined, got talked to nicely and all of this stuff. Like I had to go to like 18, 19 workouts, my dog. Like, yeah, I was on the move. I was all y'all boys was taking just a couple flights.
Did you think you was gonna get drafted by somebody else than them?
Yes.
Who was it?
So, I mean, logically, from my perspective, so Simmons was going 1, Ingram went 2, and then it was going to be Boston, Phoenix, Minnesota, New Orleans, and then Denver. I only worked out for Boston, Phoenix, New Orleans, and Minnesota. So I didn't even know, like, I didn't work out for Denver.
Right.
Why is it like that, though? Why all the teams that you don't work out for, everybody always pick you? Like, man, you refused to work out for the Clippers, and they picked our ass anyway.
True.
Man, I don't know. Like, they took Jaylen Brown. They needed a wing, so they took Jaylen Brown for Boston. They took Dragan Bender in Phoenix. So it could have been me and Book in the backcourt. Minnesota had Wiggins, Zach LaVine, Towns. They took Chris Dunn. Then Pelicans took Buddy. And then that's when I was like, okay, where am I going? Like,
right.
And then Denver took me next.
Ooh, hold up though. It could have been, y'all would have been the head of the whole, like y'all would have been, y'all would have been like right up there with the light skin association duos right there, just killers. Like the Splash Brothers, they would have had to get y'all a nickname. You and D Book out there. Man,
could have been a lot of fun.
That would have been a whole lot.
So you in Denver? Did the air catch you? Like when you got out there,
the altitude.
Did it catch you? Like
the air still catches me. I go up the stairs in my house. I'm like, whoo.
I always wondered, like the Denver players, did they have an advantage because they work out and they live and they play? So then when they go to other states, do they be just like extra in shape?
No, we do for sure. And when teams come to Denver, like in the first 5 minutes, they be tired. Like,
oh yeah, we know that. We felt that before.
Oh, so the bubble took y'all advantage away, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't really think about the air as much like that. I just, I just go out there and hoop.
Straight up. So Denver, how do you like Denver?
I love Denver.
Beautiful place, right?
Yeah, lovely. And it's low key. It's not too much. It's not too crowded. I can still move around, and I got a place like 5 minutes from the Pepsi Center, so I'm just chilling, man. I'm just cool, and I love where I'm at.
So your first couple of years, I feel like you was trying to find it. You was looking for it. You was looking for your rhythm. You was looking for your timing. Right now, it's like you got your timing. What changed? What?
Just picking my spots better. There's a balance between scoring and passing, and facilitating as a point guard. And as a scoring point guard, you got to I know I have Joker, who can pass and run offense, but it's just in terms of winning's got to be priority at all times because there's so much other factors that you don't want to let flood your mind. Like
right.
We got a deep team. There's only one ball. We got a lot of guys that can hoop, and you want everybody to have fun. And I want to be a guy that my teammates enjoy playing with. So sometimes if I got to sacrifice a few shots or a couple of rhythm shots for Mike to get going, for Joker to get a post up for an easy one because he's had a bad game. For a couple guys that come off the bench for them to get the rhythm. I got to do that as a point, and a lot of people don't see it as a sacrifice I got to make. They say, "Why aren't you scoring more? Why aren't you doing this more?" It's like because there's so many other factors that go into it that come into winning the game. So that's where I'm just trying to pick my spots for. And Will Barton, he's kind of my vet in a sense. He told me that in the bubble, if the team's got to go in, let them keep going. Don't try to force a shot too much. Let the team roll, and then when the game gets late, then you and Joker can try to find whatever you need to find, and that really helped because when the team had it going, the whole bench started to pick up, and the guys came in with confidence, and it was just like this momentum that kept going. So it's still a learning process for me. I'm still learning, and I'm still going to grow. I'm going to have my ups and downs, but it's been a whole lot of fun to go through this lesson.
Straight up. Let's talk about the experience you had at the bubble. This is history in the making. that you played, and a lot of your highlights is going to be shown for years and years to come. Like me and my homeboys was arguing which highlight they gonna put on there, the one with the 360 or the other one. You know what I'm saying?
Which one was your favorite?
I like the 360. I like the 360 layup. I thought that was sweet right there. That was mine right there.
Nah, I'm not. I didn't have a play. I like the mentality that just was taking over. I was like, dude, this is the definition of a walking bucket. Young boy, you know, you play 2K, you a 3-level scorer, scoring machine, floor spacing, whatever you want to call. I'm like, dude, he giving these people everything, every which way possible. That's what I was loving. I was just like, yo, I didn't know he had this much.
What was your experience like? How was the bubble for you after you done kind of experienced it and you went through it, all the emotions, you done died down a little bit? How was it for you?
It was a lot of fun. I can't complain. You know, I was out there, I was hooping, I was having fun, we was winning. But it was just like there was no distractions for me. There was no I gotta go talk to people, I gotta go do something. It was just, you know, hoop. This is what I love. Hoop, go back to my room, eat, sleep, like you said, get on 2K. Like just stuff like that, like just chill with my teammates, then go back and hoop. So I kept that like every single day I was playing basketball, and I wanted to have a mentality every time I step on the court, practice for the game, and I kept that, and you know that worked for me. So I was able to not just have a streak of staying locked in, but I was able to like have a goal of being locked in every single game.
You know, at first when we started looking at the bubble, it looked like the best players at an AAU tournament. Did it feel like a AAU type vibe, like how it all was, like the best in the world? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think I seen the video of after Donovan had 55, and you like, look, I got to see this shit. I got to walk past him.
Yeah.
Bust 55 on us. Was it like, how was that? Like to see the guys after you play them and just be around and just see everybody.
No, it was cool. It was cool because you know I got to hang out with some guys from other teams, and then you know go and play them the next day and stuff like that. So no, I think the NBA as players definitely got, you know, like it was more tight knit community. Guys got closer, and like it wasn't ideal for anybody, but at the same time it was an experience, and it was a once in a lifetime experience, and it was a lot of fun to be able to go through that and, you know, see guys that he's about to play him, and have the families over as the rounds got later, and you know just play basketball. That was really the only reason why we were there. So it was a lot of fun, man, and I you know wish I could go back and try to, you know, correct some things to be out there playing more, but gotta wait till next year.
Tell me this, how was it for y'all? Like, what did you learn about yourself, not only yourself, but your teammates and your coaches and everybody, for you guys to continue to battle back from, you know, 3-1 advantages, and it's pretty much, you know, I'm a player. We both players, so I know, you know, you go back to that hotel 3-1, you human. At some point, it crossed your mind like, we about to go home, or like, you know what I'm saying, like. What did you learn about yourself and your teammates that just push y'all through that, and then looking back on that?
I think we surprised ourselves with how good we are. You know, everyone knows we got one of the deepest teams, but we really got one of the best teams, like one of the closest teams in terms of, you know, how we handle each other off the court, and how much fun we have, and how we move the ball, and, you know, how much guys get in and out the game. Like when we was down 2-1, and then we went down 3-1, and I was like, next day I was like, if my room had so much boxes and shoes and stuff, and I was like,
right.
I did not want to pack. I was procrastinating packing the whole time, and I was looking at my room like, if we lose this game, I gotta pack this whole room up. And that I just kept that. So I went to the next game. So I went to the game. So I'm not packing. I do not want to pack. And so
not packing was the battle cry.
we won game 5, and I just kept that routine. I went back to room, so I'm still not packing. So that was a lot of fun. I just kind of keep those little goals and those little check marks in your mind. And like I said, we surprise ourselves. You know, we surprise everybody, and that's what we've been doing. That's what I've been doing my whole life, and just try and prove everybody wrong. And now we got the target on our back, and we got to defend it. So,
how was it to be like in real time when you were there in the bubble and you and Donovan were doing what y'all were doing in that series? Like, how was that? Were y'all talking to each other? Because I know, like he said, y'all could see each other, but like when it was really literally going on, like what was that feeling like? Because that was like one of the sickest and all-time great duels in the playoff series that, you know, y'all put on. Y'all are part of history right there. Like, back and forth, 40, 40, 50. Like, how was that to be the focal point of that duel?
It was a lot of fun. It was just like it's crazy when you put your mind to like just doing whatever it takes to win. Everything else kind of falls into place, and then I get in that zone of just not missing and the team relying on shooting and everything. And we couldn't get a stop. That's the biggest. We could like nobody could stop each other.
Right.
So we come down. I come down, hit 2 threes in a row, and he come down and hit 2 threes in a row. And then I come down and make a pass, and Joker gets a layup, and he come down, throw a lob to Rudy or something. It was just like back and forth. We just couldn't stop each other. It was crazy when you go back and I rewatched it.
It was so live, dude. Like me as a fan, former player, we sitting here on the patio watching, jumping up and down, getting hyped. Like, this is crazy. Like, these boys are blacking out right now. They don't know where they are. They just killing. Like, it was crazy.
Only thing I wish is if there was fans there, that would have been so much crazy.
That was the only thing. Cause you know, when you get that fan, somebody might have did something extra crazy then. Like, especially in Denver. Ooh, I know that fan base went bananas and still are going bananas over what y'all just did. How have y'all been received by the community and by the Nuggets Nation?
No, exactly how you would expect it, man. No, fans are crazy. We got some of the best fans in the world. When you're talking about Denver fans, they're so committed. And when I got there 4 years ago, there wasn't, you could jump from seat to seat a little bit. And when you go on the highway at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, there was no rush hour. And now it's like the city's just growing in every possible way. It's cool to see and cool to watch it develop.
When you was in the bubble, you was wearing these special shoes with statements and stuff that really meant something to you. What made you do the whole shoe thing, and what inspired that?
Well, I started wearing them when we went down 3-1. I got them custom made to play in, and I never really got to play in them or pick to play in them. And I wanted to wear them to keep fighting, knowing that if we're gonna lose, we're gonna go with the message, we're gonna go with the bang. And we kept winning, and I just kept wearing them. They were kind of worn out from the bottom, but I decided to wear them for one more game. And that's when Game 6 happened. And I just kind of kept that similar to me. Anytime I wear these shoes, I'm gonna play as hard as I can. Miss or make. No matter the outcome, I'm just gonna play as hard as I can. I can give the game that. I can give these shoes that, and I can honor the people on the shoes with how hard I play. So that kind of kept me going deep down. And the emotional post game was just everything built up. Everything from as a Black brother talking to another Black brother, just everything that happens, everything that we see that we can't always say the way we want to say. That was my one way of being able to express that.
I think all of us, like you said, from brother to brother, we all felt that, bro. Like when I sat there and watched, and you could see that you were getting overwhelmed with emotions, and it's just like you said, like it's being in that spotlight, it puts us in a peculiar situation where it doesn't matter what we say. It's going to be criticized. It's going to be a lightning rod for controversy on either side. So it's like sometimes we stuck not being able to, use our voice the way we would really want to naturally, because you got to go through all these challenges to make sure you being PC and not about to, destroy yourself and all of this stuff. But I think we all definitely felt that moment, and we was with you on that, man. And that was a huge moment. And for you to rep Breonna Taylor like that, man, we salute you for going out there and doing it that way.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what you do as far as like to take care of your body, because you look at it and you've been one of the most durable guys. You play a lot of minutes for your team, and you play all of the games. Like as a rookie, you started 10, but you still played in all 82 games. Like, yeah, everybody, we know the grind that, an 82 game season is with the travel and all of those things. Tell me what you do to take care of your body and keep pace with everything, being one of the guys that's at, top half of the league in minutes played, but still being durable and being available most of the games like that, because that's not an easy feat.
I think I do a lot of it with my mind. I do a lot of stretching. I think a lot of players, like, they'll get the training and they'll just do, the manual stretches, that they always do. I do a little more deeper stretches where it's kind of they bring the kung fu into it, So, my dad, I'll lean him against the wall, put my leg on my dad's shoulder, and I'm trying to see how high I can go. My leg is like all the way up to almost to my head, and
Damn.
but, it's different stuff like that, man, where you got to stretch your mind and not limit yourself, because you limit yourself, you kind of like fall into this trap of okay, my knee hurts, I don't want to push it, I don't want to do that. But for me, it's like I see it as a challenge. Is how can I get better? How can I go out there and still do what I need to do? So I just try to challenge myself everywhere I go, and I do a whole lot of cold tubbing, a whole lot of icing and heat, and just try to stay warm.
You just mentioned your pops. Talk about the impact he's had on you and how he's helped you in your quest to become a pro baller and all of that stuff.
Oh, it helped me with everything. I mean, we did this together. I can't just say, I just got to the NBA or I just got good. Like, everything I've learned is from my pops. Everything I've learned on the court and off the court. I kind of mentor after him. So when you're looking at me and talking to me, you're kind of talking to him at the same time. And so I just keep that with me, knowing that he's my idol in terms of everything I want to be. He's true to his value. He keeps things that true to his heart. He doesn't get sidetracked with all the distractions and all the people. He just wants to make me realize I can be great at this game. And if I just dedicate, if I give the game everything, the game will give everything back. So he's been involved in every single way.
That's awesome, man. I love when I saw that story. We need more of those stories where we got fathers that's involved in being impactful like that, and just listening to you talk says it all. That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
When y'all gonna play Bobo? You know what I'm saying? I want to see Bobo out there do his thing. What you think about
Bobo? That's not a question for me, man. We all know Bo can play. He's like a lot of rookies. They just got to play, and they're gonna have a lot of learning mistakes. But he's got a lot of talent. He's got a handle, and he plays like a guard. Like
Was you amazed to see how big he was? Well, you played with Thon, so
Bo's different than Thon was, though. Bo relies like he really hesitate and cross over, hesitate and pull. He's got a game, man. He's gonna be a lot of fun to watch. He's gonna be a lot of fun to watch when he gets on the court.
Tell me how great it was to play for Coach Malone, because I feel like he kind of flies under the radar as one of the best coaches out there, and he has great relationships with his players and stuff. I actually worked with his father, Brendan Malone, so I know him a little bit better than I know your coach, Michael Malone. But everything that I've seen from Coach Brendan Malone, the man, that's the man right there. That is all his pops, the man in there.
You sound like an old man when you say, I actually worked with his father.
Oh, here you go. You see how he trying to come at me? But tell me how that was getting to play for Coach Malone and getting to know him.
That's cool, man. That was my 4th year, about to be for my 5th year. And just we've grown together. We've grown from backing up Gary to starting over Jameer to almost making the playoffs to making the playoffs and then losing the game 7 and come back in the bubble and go to the Western Conference Finals. Like every year, we just try to continue to grow, continue to get better. And he puts a lot of trust in me. He puts a lot of trust in his players. And as long as we play defense, he doesn't really try to say too much. It's been a lot of fun to gain that trust from a coach that is willing to give it. So
I know what I wanted to ask you. Like, you kind of were used to growing up and having that 1-2 punch. Like, do you feel like all of those, like grade school, high school, and college on up to now, like that kind of perfectly prepared you and got you ready to be playing alongside Jokic, a perennial all-star, and now you emerging to be that, and that just kind of like got you groomed for that role to be able to play off the 1-2?
Yeah, because I've never really like played behind somebody for a long period of time, unless it's like a certain game here or the Jordan Brand Classic or whatever. But like in terms of teams, like I've never really played behind anybody, so I've always had to figure out, how I'm gonna use the team, how I'm gonna play, what style I'm gonna use. If I'm just gonna be catch a shoot from the play off the ball, on the ball, for playing through the post or not. Like I've seen it all. I've played with Tyler Ulis. My eyes.
Chi-Town, Chicago. That's little Chi-Town right there.
Yeah, he's
he tough. He tough.
Oh, what?
He tough, little dude. Tough as they come.
He toughed me up when I first got him and Briscoe. Toughed me up when I first got to Kentucky. That was my first year in the States, and they used to beat on me and bully me and push me around, and they really got me. I was obviously I'd say more talented, but like in terms of like toughness, they really got me going and pushed me every single practice.
Yeah.
I've never been stripped more than Tyler Ulis ever before.
My best friend was the first one to put me on him. Like he was from out south in the suburbs in Chicago. And my best friend lived out there. And he was like, "Hey man, they got a little dude out here outside." Cause he's small. He was like, my boy, he's short. Rio always like the little short guy. So he was like, "Bruh." But then when I went to go see him, I was like, oh, like I started looking him up. I say, "Nah, this kid's serious." And the rest is obviously history. But yeah, he tough as nails. I love Lil Ulis.
On one-on-one, like everything was just so smooth, and he'd get by you so quick, and it's like, man, this guy's nice.
What I loved about his game is that you know how a lot of dudes do stuff for flash and overdo this. Like he was so nice. I'm gonna float you. I'm gonna do this. If it ain't gotta be flashy, I ain't gotta do it. Like
it was just so natural game.
Nice. He was so solid, boy.
Mm-hmm.
What I like to ask now, you done got a lot of money. I want to know what you did when you got the bag. Where you just said,
I'm different like that, bro. I'm different like that. I don't see money like that. Money's just paper, though. Money's just paper, bro.
But you ain't treat yourself to nothing.
Listen.
You just spent it like it was just paper.
No, you want to no. Listen, I'm going into my 5th year yet. Okay. I don't even have a car.
Wow.
Oh. So wait, so what you got, a bike? What you doing? What you doing? You got an electric bike? How you getting around Denver? You got a mountain bike?
No, actually, yeah, I do have 2 scooters, but no, I get rentals.
You say you get rentals?
Yeah, so I just drive rentals around and
Time out. Public service announcement right now. I don't care, whatever your local, what car you like, Mercedes, BMW, whichever one you like, the local Denver place, hook my man's up. You ain't just gotta let him have it. Let him lease it out at the end of the year. He'll throw it back to you.
But that's the thing, it's like, it's not even a problem to me. Like, I don't even think of it like that. It's just, I just lived the same way, like growing up. I don't even think about,
But that's why I'm saying it right now for you. You're gonna get proposition as soon as this video is out. They're gonna all come clamoring for you. They want Jamal Murray in their vehicle. Trust me, for free.
I'm just a little bit different, man. I don't know how to explain myself sometimes.
Straight up.
I love it. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Stay that way. That means you're gonna go home with all your coins that you walked in with.
I could save for something much bigger. Everybody talking about the little stuff that you want to buy over here every now and then. I'm talking about I want to buy something.
That's why I'm here. Like, that was my question, but since you answered it the way you answered it, I'm gonna tell you ain't got to buy it. You ain't got to. You ain't got to.
Since you answered, that was the correct answer.
Yeah. That was ding, ding, ding. Like to hear that. I'm telling you, somebody, when they hear this video, they gonna proposition you. I just like, wait, Jamal, wait, who? Like, somebody slacking. Put it this way. It's players that ain't who ain't got the caliber that you got going is getting free deals and stuff. Like I had a free car deal in Phoenix, and like I wasn't no all-star, none of that. We was a good team, so everybody was getting some good stuff going on. But like, yes,
I ain't an all-star yet, so I'm in your position too.
Nah, B, you Max
on
man,
D-Way.
Yeah.
On D-Way.
Yeah.
Yeah. On deck. You like baseball, don't you? On deck. Start bench cut. You
gotta put me on the spot.
Yeah, this way he gonna get you going around to get the social media now.
Start bench cut. Damian Lillard, Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving. You gotta bench.
Okay, we do that.
Just remember the one you cut. Gonna see you.
Y'all just going at me right now.
Hey, listen, man.
I heard you cut me.
Let's see. He being mean right now. I usually would try and go with some retired guys, somebody you might don't have to see on the court and something like that. But
this is unfair. This is not even everybody. Like anything I say is gonna be anything. Y'all just put me in the hate comment section.
I got another one for you. Start bench cut. Steve Nash, Vince Carter, McGrady.
Is it Raptors McGrady or is it Orlando McGrady?
Orlando McGrady.
Hey, T-Mac right there. When he just left Toronto.
You want to talk about a bucket? Boy.
I had to guard him. So listen, you ain't said nothing. Oh, that boy was hell on wheels, boy. Whew.
VC was like my favorite player. Like I enjoy watching. Like it was VC and MJ. Like those were my two favorite players growing up. So it's hard for me to, in terms of talent, I'd probably say Steve and McGrady. But in terms of favorite player, I'm gonna say Vince. So I'm gonna avoid the question like that.
Hey, listen, he came up right after that man went between the legs and made it big time in Canada. You cannot argue with that.
Who are your favorite 5 NBA players? Who are your favorite 5? Not your top 5, but your favorite 5, the ones that you love to watch.
I can go past tense?
Yeah. All time, no matter who it is.
All time. Okay, MJ. B. Roy.
B. Roy. I played with B. Roy. He was so nice.
Yeah.
That makes sense though. Looking at your game, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. Go ahead.
MJ, VC, B. Roy. Just favorite, right? Just favorite.
Mm-hmm. Don't matter positions or none of that.
I'm gonna have to say Steph. And favorite, I'd probably put T-Mac in there then.
That Mac.
That's my 5.
When you came up, who was you looking at to pattern your game after? Who was that? Them couple of players that you was like, man, I want to play like that.
Well, I did, because of my shot. I did watch a lot of Steph. I watched a lot of Derrick Rose, just the way he would get to the rim. I know his explosiveness is a whole different type of story, but the way he would finish and get to the rim and use all that, the way Kyrie handle. But I would always try to emulate. Like I would always try to like come up with my own style. Like I play a lot of one-on-one, like a lot of one-on-one. So I've always tried to.
That's refreshing to hear because I don't think kids do that enough like how we used to. We used to, king of the court, top of the key.
I grew up on the court right across the street. Like I play one-on-one all day, every day against anybody for like winning. So I'd be doing different moves. I'd be 1 dribble, 2 dribble, 5 dribbles, whatever we were playing. I've always tried to come up with certain stuff that only people can say, "Oh, Jamal, he does that stuff," or "He does this stuff," or he makes that.
You see other players, and you add what they have to your game, but you add it in a style that works for you.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can. Yeah, I used the Steve Smith move, but I didn't use it as how he used it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting to hear you say B. Roy, because I was like, when I was working at NBA TV, we were going back and forth trying to figure out who your game reminded us of, like what player. And the first person I was saying was Gilbert Arenas, because like you got the size like of a combo guard, 6'4", not like a 6'1", 6'2" point guard, but like you got the size to where any of those guys is 6'2", 6'1", they're gonna have problems defending, contesting your shots and stuff like that. That's the same way Gil was. He could shoot over people. He was a little bit stronger than most point guards. He had that in-between game like you do. But then saying B. Roy was like, I might want to say him more than even Gil, because like Gil was a little bit more, but like B. Roy, y'all got like that pace and that tempo that's very similar. And B. Roy makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. He was so fun to watch, man. You could post up guards if you wanted to. You could step up, shoot the 3. Like he was tough. I wish he didn't get hurt. That's crazy.
Tell me your top 5 Canadian players. You can't be in it though.
Top 5 Canadian players ever?
Yeah.
Steve.
Easy.
Ever. Oh man.
Your 5 though. It ain't gotta be, just yours.
I feel I'm doing a dishonor if I exclude anybody now. It's like,
Flats.
Throw your honorable mentions out there, like, yeah, they get love too. Like
without me, TT, Steve,
TT, who is
Tristan Thompson.
Tristan Thompson.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, he's champion.
I'm gonna say AB, Anthony Bennett, because we had so much fun playing together, man. The Pan Am games. I know, like, he's not in the league right now, but
he blew. Look, #1 pick. He came out of there for a reason. They saw
reason,
something.
man, he was nice. Like when I was playing with him, maybe I just knew how to use him. But I'd hit him to pick and pop, hit on the roll. He would be taking off 2 foot, like almost like between the dotted line and the free throw line. Like,
oh, we saw the highlights. Yeah.
Easy. And I'm gonna go with my youngin' RJ and Wiggs.
Let me ask you this: is Drake the best rapper ever?
He's not the best rapper. He is more of one of the. I gotta get my charger. Hold on. He's probably one of the best artists, though.
Yeah, because he don't miss.
You know what I'm saying? Like he can sing, he can talk on the beat, he can flow. Like he's got so many different flows. I'll call him more of an artist. Like,
and whatever he put out, just crack. It don't even matter.
He know how to make a banger, bro. Like
he can't miss.
He got the formula down.
Drake is the best rapper ever.
The best rapper ever is Weezy.
Oh, okay. Best rapper alive.
Best rapper is Weezy, man. No, you can't touch Weezy.
So if you were stranded on the island, you had to have 3 albums. What would the 3 albums be?
From Weezy?
No, from any artist.
Oh, that's a tough question, my guy.
That's a tough question, my guy.
I don't know if I can just pick 3 like that. I'm gonna have to go through my.
See, look, man. You know these young boys ain't used to having no. They ain't had no CDs like we do. He said, man, he got a whole thing on his phone.
Hey, listen, I listen to more old school than you guys would think. I listen to Nas, Busta Rhymes, all of them, man. You don't know.
Nah, I believe that some of the young guys listen to it. But my point, see, he asked you if you were stranded on an island, which 3 albums. So, like, he said that because when we grew up, we had CDs. You feel me? We was carrying CDs, so like we would like, what's your 3 CDs that you would be stranded with? You have no concept of that because you had this iPod with 1 million songs the whole time, so you ain't never been faced with like just 3 little CDs.
I grew up with the VCRs and CDs and all that.
Okay, yeah, there you go. You feel me then? There you go.
Yeah. I would have to say one of Busta Rhymes' album. I think When Disaster Strikes. I think
people sleep. I saw Busta, he been on social media these last few days, and everybody like, look, hey, put some respect on Busta Bust's name now.
You go back and look at some of Busta stuff, man. It was crazy. You got some stuff.
I know you got to have a Weezy CD in there. Was the Carter?
I'm gonna say Carter 4.
Carter 4. Okay.
That's tough. And I think a Nas album. I think Illmatic or Stillmatic. I think.
Tell me this, like with the guys you just mentioned, and then I know, what I'm saying, now it's a bunch of young guys up and coming behind y'all out of Canada that's pushing forward now, trying to make their mark. It's never been a conversation, saying about, the Canada guys over there. Like now y'all in the room, in the building and making noise. Like how that feel?
Feel good. It's a constant thing when you always, you can't let up. I can't just have one good game and just feel good about that. Or, I like to build relationships, but I like people to know that every time I step on the court, I'm trying to prove something. I'm trying to be better than you every single time I step on the court. So having that mentality, man, I love. It's fun to have that mentality.
Like, I love it.
So being from Canada, like when you used to first start playing against the United States guys. Did they used to be looking at you like you soft or you weak because you was from Canada? Like, how you just play and they just looking at you?
You know the answer to that? Yes, they did. Yeah, they did. But I mean, things change, times change, and we kind of trying to change. Like I said, just trying to change the narrative. You can say whatever what you want about guys until they start proving you wrong. Then you're like, all right, at some point, I got to start giving that man some credit. So. No, that's what we're all about as Canadians. We just try to keep proving y'all wrong.
Look, y'all wrong.
Yeah.
Look, I know you still continually on your quest to do it, bro. But you got that respect. You didn't earn that, bro. Real tough.
They see you, they know it's work coming.
Yes, sir.
All right, man, that's been a wrap, man. Y'all be sure to tune in and check it out, man. We had the young boy, the young superstar, the young budding superstar, young Jamal Murray, Pride of Kitchener, Canada, in the building. We appreciate you, homie.
Thanks, man.